Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States, which is 11 a.m. if you're in Australia or midnight if you're in the UK. I hope all you guys and girls are well. Do remember, if you do miss the live streams, you can catch up and watch the streams at any time by clicking the videos tab at the top of my Twitch page. Also remember, if you haven't joined the Phil Does 3D Discord server, you can do that by clicking the blue graphic below my stream in my panels or typing !Discord in Twitch chat. There's a section on the Discord where you can show off your work in the gallery and all that sort of good stuff. Smurfbread Barbecue, it's good to see you, buddy. How are you? Phil... that might be a good idea for one of it. I was saying to you guys, I have to come up with some more ideas for viewer points, for things for you guys to redeem to get me to do. There's only one there at the moment, which is to silence me, but Smurfberry's idea sounds really interesting, actually. Wear a silly hat. Maybe. I will do that at some stage. I'm just a bit overwhelmed with work at the moment, and so I haven't set up my channel points properly yet. I will do it, I will. Actually, I wanted to say, Smurfberry, your idea for the lighting for the game level was a really good one, and I've actually used it. I remember you said I should make the lights flicker, and we've done that. The guys and I have gone through the level, and we've actually made some adjustments to the lighting, so it's a bit more creepy, because flickering lights is creepy. Anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, Neato, yeah, no, it does. It looks really good. It was a really good idea, Smurfberry. I just missed it out of hand too quickly at the time. It was a very good idea. You'll take 5%. Oh, you'll be in the credits. How about that? We can compromise. Yes, I'm working with a game studio. We're making a game called The House in the Hollow. It's available to wishlist right now on Steam. It won't be released till around the end of the year. But you can wishlist it now and get reminders from Steam and updates from whenever the team and I post to our Steam feed. You can also go to thehouseonthehollow.com if you want to read up a little bit more about the game. To get the link for Steam, type !Steam in Twitch chat or click the graphic in my panels below my stream. That'll take you to the Steam store page as well. Just going to grab a quick drink. Fill the motor mouth with a dry mouth. So that's what we're going to work on today. We're going to continue working on the House in the Hollow game. We're working on the study at the moment, so we're using 3D Studio Max, and we're going to be using Rhizome to do UV mapping, and we're going to be using Substance Painter to do the texturing. Yesterday we worked on the old-timey antique radio, and today we're going to work probably on the vivarium. And again, a vivarium is like a terrarium. So it's a glass tank that has plants in it. Generally a vivarium, though, is something that has like reptiles or animals in it as well. So that's what we're doing. And I'm making one for frogs, because who doesn't love frogs? Come on. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's jump straight into it, shall we? This is 3D Studio Max. This is our vivarium. Now, again, it's the building that the game is set in is an Art Nouveau building, so it's an old-timey building. And this is more of a Deco-y, Nouveau-y style vivarium. Lots of curves, which were very big in the Art Deco days in the 20s and 30s. So basically, what I've already done is I've already created the plants. Now, the plants are really low poly. They're basically just planes. But because the plague is never really going to be able to get too close to the plants, planes is fine. So we just have a couple of rocks in there, some plants, and a log, as well as a texture for the condensation on the glass. But we're going to be concentrating on the main part of the vivarium today. A log. Yes, a log, because, you know, frogs like logs, don't they? Don't frogs like logs? A frog on a log? Don't you remember the old Frogger game? Didn't he jump on logs to cross the river? Smurfberry said everyone needs a log, you got to get it logged. That's right, everyone does need a log. I know what you mean, I get it. Android Lust, it's good to see you, buddy. It's looking cool? Thanks. It should look cool once we texture up the rest of the vivarium. So yes, it will have little frogs in it inside of our game. They won't be moving because frogs don't move very much because they're scared. So they stay still. So yeah, it'll have frogs in it. 3 different varieties of frogs. Smurfberry says, what rolls downstairs comes over in pairs, runs over your neighbour's dog. What fits on your back? It's good for a snack. It's log, log, log. What was that from? Was that from Ren and Stimpy? Is that Ren and Stimpy? I think it was Ren and Stimpy, wasn't it? Yep, thought so. Yeah, I love Ren and Stimpy. Oh, those classic cartoons. Okay, so, yeah, and again, the condensation is really, it's just a texture that's been applied with an alpha map, basically. Because, you know, the frogs need water, and water in a glass tank will evaporate, and when it evaporates, you'll get condensation. So there you go. All right, let's start UV mapping this piece of furniture up. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. As always, guys and girls, if you have any questions while I'm working, please feel free to pop into chat and ask me. If I can give you a hand in any way, I'm happy to try. If you just want to pop in and say hello, that is always welcome. But if all you want to do is watch, then that is completely fine. I get that. I don't always want to talk to the streamer, I just want to watch the stream. That should be good. Let's send that back to Max. Okay, let's work on you next. I could probably do a lot of this UV mapping in Max because it's really quite basic UV mapping, but we'll use Ryzen because why not? Why not, I say? Again, that's just a glitch in Ryzen, it's not in the model because we're using that plugin. Trust me. If you watch my stream and me using Ryzen, you'll have seen that quite a lot. It's this plugin here that's causing the problem. If you export the model and re-import it into Ryzen, you won't have a problem like that. It's just this free plugin you can download and use that causes that issue. Because who can be bothered exporting and re-importing when you can just hit a button in a plugin? I need to sort of try and get in here to select the piece, there we go, in the back. Because of course all of our furniture will be fully interactable inside the game, you'll be able to open and close drawers and all that sort of good stuff. Rifle through this poor man's drawers in his private home. Phil hasn't spoken for 30 seconds. What's going on? What's wrong with you, Phil? Android Lust says, speaking of exporting and importing, I'm practicing keeping my files more organized. Most of my project folders look semi-messy. Yeah, look, I did say that to you guys. It's really important to try and keep yourself organized. particularly if you're working in a team with other people, because if you're sending, well, not just that, just for your own. So even if you're not working in a team with other people, just to keep everything organised, if you've ever got to go back and change something, you're going to make it 1,000,000 times easier on yourself if everything is nice and well named and organised into folders and all that sort of stuff. But particularly if you're working in teams with other people, they're not going to be happy with you if you send them files that are misnamed or not named properly or make sense to only you. It makes working on somebody else's stuff really difficult. Trust me, I've had to deal with it before. And if you give me stuff that's not named properly, I won't be happy. And I'll say so. But it's a really good idea, Android Lost, to make sure everything's organised really well. So I'm glad you're going through and you're starting to do that. You know, even if you're like, I understand that when you're in the middle of a creative brainstorm, it can be difficult to stop and make sure you're organising everything properly as you're saving it out. I get that. Look, I'm like that too. So if you're in the middle of one of your creative sessions and you just really are into it and you don't want to think about naming things properly, that's fine. But at the end of the project, or when you have a little bit more free time, go back and don't leave it too long because you'll forget. Go back and rename the stuff so that if you come back to it in a month's time, you're not lost. You know what this is, what this is for, where this goes, you know. It makes your life much easier. And there are going to be times when you're going to have to go back and revisit your work and redo something maybe or change something. A good example is the project I'm working on here. When I originally created the assets, although I did do proper naming conventions, so it was okay, I had to go back, and I created those assets like 12 months ago. I had to go back and to do draw call reduction on a lot of the models, and having them named properly was a godsend. If they hadn't been named properly, it would have just been a nightmare to try and make changes to them, to remember what was what and all that sort of stuff. Smokeberry says, I think the reason that most of my project organisation is so messy is because like 90% of the time I'm trying something where I don't know if it's even going to work. So it's like, oh dear God, work please, 008. Yeah, and again, like I said, I get it all. And it's okay to work that way, provided you go back when you've got a little bit more time and you're not so caught up in what you're doing and rename it. Now, it's easier to do it as you go. That's the best way. As you're saving out, try and organise yourself. But if you can't or you don't want to at the time, at least try and go back at a later date and organise it a little bit better. But that can be true. Maybe you're testing stuff and you're saving out files just as tests, in which case it's not as important. Let's see what sort of job it tries to do with this unwrap, shall we? This will be interesting. It does a really strange cut job sometimes, the algorithm in this program. I mean, that's not terrible, but I mean, why did it create this here? That's bizarre. Android Lust says, normally I have folders such as textures, but I don't have my OBJ exports in a folder because besides the root project folder, this current project I started with making a set of folders first. Even my substance saved have their own folder. Well, that's a good, nice and organised way to do things, Android Lust. I'm not even that organised. You see, with the way I work generally when I'm doing all this sort of stuff is, if we go into my models folder, I give everything a subfolder. So for instance, we're working in the study at the moment. I give whatever the asset is a folder name, and in that folder I have my old working version. So your test version tree 008 would go in an old folder in my workflow Smokeberry. And then I save the substance file in the same folder as the max file for that asset. And if I'm exporting it to Unreal like I am, I save the FBX file in that same folder as well. So everything has its own, every asset has its own folder. Every substance file I'm working on for that asset is saved into that folder. as well as the textures I export from Substance get saved into that folder. I just find that working this way makes it nice and easy for me to go back if I need to rework on the globe. I know where the globe is, I know where the Substance file is, I know where the textures are. It's all nice and compact and organised and ready to go. But if you really want to get organised, super organised, you can have separate folders for, like you said, your OBJ files, your texture files, the Substance file. If you really want to go that route, that's fine, that's cool. You never have too many folders. Smurfberry says, because I'm anticipating that I'll probably have to undo or delete or try something different, but still might have a need to revisit the test if the next test also might not work. Yeah, and again, I get that too. Like I said, I do get it. Just throw it in its own folder though, as Android Lust is starting to do. At least it's much more organised that way. You can have a testing folder and throw all your test stuff in your testing folder. And then you can have your final folder, say, for your final asset and save the final file there. And that way, if you need to come back to it at a later date, you can say, oh, these are my tests. This is my final one. Because I like to keep all, like, you guys know, whenever I'm working in Max, I save out revisions. So we'll say globe R1, globe R2, globe R3. Every time I do a bit more work on something, I save it as a new revision. Even when I do attaches on an object, even though I could detach pieces of geometry, I save the attached version as an attached version. So it's good practice to do revisions, to save out separate files for revisions. Smurfberry says, and then it actually works, so I just move forward without renaming. Yeah, and I have to do that too, because I do so many of these revisions as I work. By the time I get to the end, I might have like 20 revisions of a file. Once I'm happy with the final version and I know I'm not going to need the old ones, then I delete the old ones. But I don't generally do that. I sort of like do that cleanup work maybe once a month. I don't do it as I work. Smurfberry says, when I'm being organised as a master folder for the project, then some folders for the modelling and its support folders like images, source images or exports, and a folder for Substance or Quixel, a Substance for Marmoset, a folder for Skull. Well, that sounds good. That's nice. That is nice and organised, and I approve. You get a gold star. Android Lust says, my save naming is still 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, I do R1, R2, R3, R4, but I have the file name first. So it's, say, globe R1. Globe R2. I'm a bit more organised that way. So doing numbering is fine, so long as it's just not called number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. You're never going to know what it is until you open it up, and even then it's going to be confusing. Smurfberry says, a folder for Marmoset, not a Substance for Marmoset. Okay. So yeah, this program, it can do some strange unwraps sometimes. It's weird. It's weird. What can I say? It's weird. I'm actually going to see if I'll probably end up doing this unwrap by hand, because I think I'll do a better job than the program can. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Like if we throw a cut through the back, it's yeah. I really don't want to do a cut. How am I going to do this one? In fact, I'm just going to see what its other unwrap. See, like that's probably how I would cut it. If I just did a cut through the back, we're going to get too much stretching happening around here. So slicing it in half on the side there where most of it is actually inside of, because this is a handle for the door. Most of it's actually inside the doorway. It's probably the best way to go. So that is fine. Because you see here, most of the handle is actually inside the door, and because it's just a sphere that I've elongated for a handle. It doesn't have to be too detailed for the game. Not the handles, anyway. Android Lost says, assets always gets the correct name. Well, as long as the assets get the correct name, then that's you're 50% the way there. Smurpery says, that reminds me I should go back and delete some extra old sculpt files from that blue plant project. Haven't needed to go into that again since I finished and delivered it. I'm always paranoid when I delete files, though, you know, that I'm going to delete something that I later need. That's always at the back of my mind, which is why I do backups constantly. I do 3 backups of files at different places just to make sure, because it's happened to me before. You know, my little logo, that little robot, I made that years ago. Like, we must be 8 years ago. And I deleted by mistake the original file, and I wanted to rejig the robot when I started streaming on Twitch, and I had to remake it. So I'm paranoid because I have deleted stuff in the past and I shouldn't have, that I've needed or wanted to go back to. And that robot was a very good example of it. I animated him up, I modeled him up, and then I deleted the file by mistake. So I had to remake him. That's okay. He was made better. Just like Steve Austin. We can rebuild him and we'll make him better. No, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. So yes, that's one of my pet fears, and that's why I do so many backups as well now, just to be on the safe side. So if I do accidentally delete something that I then realise I really should not have deleted, generally I have a backup of it somewhere. And I do remember that blue plant project that you did, Smurpery. It was very nice. And if you want to see it, jump on the Discord server, guys and girls, because Smurpery posted links to it there, images of it there. And there's Andrew Lust has posted some great stuff on the Discord server in the gallery as well. You should check his work out. He does some amazing character work. I encourage you all to go and check his work out. All the guys and girls, actually, every one of you, and I seriously mean this, that have come onto my channel and shown me your work that you post on Discord. It's been amazing. You all do really great stuff. You're all a talented group of guys and girls and people, and I've loved looking at all the stuff that you do post. So that's another reason to post on the Discord, because I'd love to show it off on stream while I work. One of the reasons I've said, my regulars will know this because I say it all the time, but one of the main reasons I stream on Twitch is to encourage you guys and girls to do 3D, because it's a really fun thing to do. You don't have to do it if you don't want to be a 3D person in a job. Just do it for fun, because it's fun. And you can make stuff that doesn't exist in the real world. That's what I really like. Whatever I can imagine, you can generally make in 3D. And that's fun. At least for me it is. I know for Android Lust it is, and I know Smurpery likes doing it. Trust us. Do 3D. You'll love it. It can be a little bit intimidating at first to learn a new program, but you learn the interface, and once you learn the interface, then it all will come naturally to you. No, I don't like cuts on that. Actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this to do the cuts, and then I'm going to stitch them. I think that'll be the easiest way to go. So we'll get the program to do the initial layout, and then we'll just tidy it up by doing a bit of stitching. Smurpery says, if someone wants to see it on Discord, they're going to have to scroll back in the gallery for like months. We do get a lot of people and again, I'm really grateful to you guys for posting your work on Discord and letting me show it to the viewers and just showing it to other people on Discord. We do get a lot of people that post their work, so the gallery section has filled up quite a bit. Should I do something about that, do you think? Is there some way I should be organising my Discord better? Am I being really slack, or was that just the way it is? I just can't think of any other way, because you can't move messages in Discord, which is a real annoyance. If I could move messages, I could get that Discord a bit more organised under the gallery. But I don't think you can't move messages. Smokeberry says, although they could get to it quick from my portfolio. There you go. There's a portfolios and link as well, where you guys can post links to your ArtStation or your folio and all that sort of stuff. So if you do want to see it, jump under the folios and demo reels section on the Discord and look for Smurfberry Barbecue's links. Android Lust says, I don't know if there's a way to organise the gallery diff now. I don't think there is. If there was a way to move messages in Discord, then I could possibly do some cleanup every month or two. But there is no way that I'm aware of to actually move a message, which is really weird. I don't know why the guys and girls at Discord haven't sort of made something that allows you to move messages. If you're an admin or something, you should be able to move messages. But even me as the owner of the server of the Discord, I haven't come across a way to actually move messages. But do what Smokeberry suggests. If you do want to look at any particular user's work, jump on the Discord, go to the folios and demo reels section and check their work out through that, because there'll be links to their ArtStation and their portfolio and all that sort of stuff. There's also a tutorials and tips section on the Discord server, which the guys and girls who are users of the Discord have come across YouTube videos on modeling and texturing and different software, and they're all posted under the tutorials and tips section in the Discord. So there's a lot of really interesting and useful tutorials that you can look at there. Following for gift subs. Following for gift subs. Thank you for the follow if you're a real follower. And not a bot. And I don't know why Nova Solar, you haven't shown up on my other... You showed up in Discord, so Nova Solar, thank you for the follow as well. I do appreciate you guys and girls following me on Twitch. Smokeberry says, well, there's not any way to handle the gallery better. There might be some room for additional channels related to some other topics, like a help channel or something. That's a good idea, Smokeberry, actually. That is a good idea. It was Sniper Echo who came up with the idea for the tutorials and tips channel, and that was a great idea. I think a help channel probably would be a good idea as well. I'll do that. Must make a mental note after the stream. I'll set it up. Can you... I don't know if mods can do... Can you add new channels? I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll set up a help channel. That's a great idea, Smokeberry. I mean, there is a Discord FAQ that I set up and a welcome section which shows you how to link your Twitch to Discord so you can use the sub emotes and all that sort of thing. But I think a help channel might be a good idea. Just a place where people, if they've got a question regarding 3D, instead of posting it in general chat, they could post it under the help section. Again, this is not a problem with the mesh, it's just the problem with the exporter in Max. Well, it's not Max's exporter, it's the person that wrote the exporter for Ryzen. So there's no issue with the mesh, trust me. Now the only issue I'm going to have is it's doing the unwrap, and I'm just concerned how it's unwrapping it because it thinks there's double polys here and there's not. So I'm just going to send that back to Max, and we're going to check it inside of Max here. I'm just going to throw an unwrap down. No, it's fine. It is just literally a problem with... We'll double check it with a checker map pattern in a minute, but it's just a problem with Verizon with that plugin. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go into isolation mode because I do want to double check this. No, I've got that selected. There we go. And I'm going to throw down a checker map pattern. Let's just tile it 20 times. Now, the only thing I'm curious about here is I noticed when I looked at the UV map, looks like we might have the... Oh, okay. I was getting confused. It's just highlighting it all. I thought it was highlighting like a UV island that was that big, but it's just highlighting the general outline. I'm pretty sure that's what it's doing. Yeah, that's what it's doing. Because I'm in object mode here. Okay, it's cool. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. We can get rid of that checker pattern. We'll throw that back on a bit later. So yeah, even though the unwrap looks a bit strange inside of the Verizon, it's okay once you bring it into max. Paste check though. Shark, it's good to see you, Shark. Shark says the UK has also gone into isolation mode. They're talking about it in the state that I live in here in Australia and Victoria. The Premier was on television this morning saying he may have to implement stage 3 restrictions, which basically means we're all locked in our house for 2 weeks. They haven't done it yet, but they're talking about it, which means they are going to do it. They're getting people ready. At the moment, like they've closed down bars, pubs, beauticians, sporting events, basically closed down half of retail. But if they go into stage 3, they're going to close everything down and make us stay at home for 2 weeks. So you're stuck. Hello to you too, Shark. So you're in isolation mode. Oh, I actually saw images of the UK, of London, and it looked deserted. It looks like a horror movie. You know, every time I see the streets of Italy or London or wherever, and they're completely deserted, it looks like one of those horror movies that we watch on, you know, like zombie outbreaks where everybody's just dead. It just looks bizarre. And the public parks and stuff, I noticed that they're all empty as well, and it's surreal. It's just surreal. Surreal. So at the moment I can go outside and you still can go to work, but they encourage you to work from home until they implement stage 3 restrictions in this country, which will mean we're all locked in our house for 2 weeks. Thankfully I bought enough spare food, so I should be good. So I hope you're coping okay, Shark. It's good to see you. Android Lust says, hi, waiting on the US to go full ISO. Mr. Trump wants to open up again, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure I saw on the news this morning or yesterday, Mr. Trump was saying that in 2 weeks before Easter, he wants to reopen everything. He's an optimistic man, that's all I can say. Very, very optimistic man. Android Lust says, stores are still full of people here. Well, people have got to go shopping, so I get that, but, you know, if you don't have any food, you've got to go shopping. But I know, I saw President Trump saying he wants to reopen everything in a couple of weeks. Very optimistic. Mercury says optimistic. Help us, Android does says. Mercury says, yeah, that's a word. I don't know. The politicians in this country are taking it very seriously. They do realise that if it gets out of control, a lot of people could be in a serious trouble. So they are taking it seriously in this country, in Australia. Thankfully, I'm glad they're taking it seriously. We don't want people dying unnecessarily. Smurpery says Z fighting on that man. No, God. I can't touch my face. That's one of the rules. Smurpery barbecue. Are you being cheeky? Because I've just said it so many times. I think you're being cheeky, and you're going to get a full slap. Oh man, man. Smurpery says what? Wait, what? Yeah, right. There's no Z fighting on that mesh. I've explained it. You're just being a cheeky Smurpery who's going to get a fill slap if he's not careful. I might just do a bit of stitching on this actually. Smurpery says no, I've just not been paying attention. Okay, just for you, Smurpery Barbecue. There is no Z fighting on the mesh. The mesh is completely fine. The problem you're seeing with that Z fighting is in that plugin that I'm using in Max that's made by a third party. That what basically the plugin does is it saves the file out and then opens Rhizome and loads the file in. That plugin, when it saves the file out, is the problem. It's not a problem with the file. It's not a problem with Rhizome. It's just a problem with the export plugin. Rhizome still UV maps correctly, but the plugin doesn't export the correct sort of file. Okay, are we clear? As Android Lust says, that plugin causes the bug. That's right. Smurpery says, I'm the delinquent in the back of the... You are the delinquent in the back of the classroom. You're that one that no teacher wants to deal with and would like to slap. So yes, it's not a problem with the mesh, it's a problem with the plugin. It doesn't stop us from UV mapping, it just looks a bit funky inside of Rhizome here, that's all. It's good, trust me. It's this plugin that's causing the problem. It doesn't do it on every mesh. I don't know why it chooses to do it on certain meshes and not others. So you see this one is fine, but that's just the way it is for some reason. I can't complain because the plugin is free, and we all love free stuff. And if we didn't pay for it, we can't complain. He has two versions of the plugin actually. The one that I'm using is the free version, but you can buy another version that you pay for. It's not very expensive. I really should probably buy it because I do use this plugin quite a lot. And I think in that one you can save out, because this one automatically saves out as an FBX. That's where the issue is. But the one that you pay for, the plugin you pay for from this gentleman, I can't remember his name, I'm afraid. But you can download the plugin from Rhizome's forum website. That one you can save out as an OBJ, and if you save out as an OBJ, you don't get that problem. Just going to undo that. I'm going to try stitching this one. And I'm also going to go into object mode, and we're just going to do a bit of an optimize there on this. I should have done this on the other one as well. I actually might bring it back in and do this. So I'm just optimizing it so it straightens it out. Let's get it to do a pack. Oh, let's not do that. When you use this tool to do a pack, it automatically does an unwrap and it recut our mesh. I don't want that. I normally don't use this program to pack, but these pack tools that are down here behind me, use those. If you've made any manual alterations to your unwrap, don't use this one. Only use this one if you want it to do an automatic seaming and unwrapping. And this little button up here will straighten your mesh out for you in the vertical or the horizontal. So I'm just going to go back and redo the other one that we did because I forgot to do an optimize on that one. Let's just do a quick stitch. Go to object and do an optimize. The ham bone, it's good to see you. Hang on. Smurpery says, so what's the plugin doing? How's the export bought? The plugin is exporting as an FBX file by default. Now you'd have to ask the guy who wrote the plugin because I don't know exactly why it's balking. Some setting that I don't know. Because when you do a normal FBX export from Max, it's not a problem. It's just maybe the SDK he's using to do the export. I don't know how it's integrated. I don't know. I didn't write the plugin. You'd have to ask him. I know other people though have gotten around the problem by using the paid version and exporting it as an FBX file. That's all I know. That's all I can tell you, I'm afraid. Sniper Girl Hambone. Hambone says, oh, I can't see the stream. I guess where they changed the internet since everyone in the world is on it. We do have transcoding on the stream, so if you're really having a problem viewing, try knocking back the quality from 1080p to all the way down to 160p. But it's good to see you, Hambone. I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're coping with everything going on in the world at the moment. But you're right, everyone's watching YouTube. YouTube actually, I saw a news report this morning saying YouTube is starting to, if you watch YouTube, it's going to be cutting back on the video quality, at least initially when you first load up a video, because everybody's hitting the service, because everybody's locked in their home and everyone is bored and is watching YouTube. I know Netflix are doing the same sort of thing. So. And Sniper Girl, it's good to see you. Sniper Girl says, I can't see the stream as well. Thought it was just me. Says online, but see a spinning hamster wheel was loading. Can you hear me? I'm assuming you can hear me maybe, but you can't see me. Is that what's going on? Otherwise you guys won't even know that I'm talking to you. Android Lust says, I thought it was just for Netflix streams. No, YouTube are doing it too. Android Lust says, Twitch may have bugged out for you too. Yeah. Smurpery says, try viewing the stream at a different encoding resolution. Yes, do. Sniper Girl says, maybe I don't care. I tried 2 different browsers. I don't know. Sorry, not I don't care. Hambone says, I'm on the app. I think it's because I'm US. Hambone says, they keep making changes to keep the net from breaking. Smurpery says, could be a local routing problem. VPN might be able to get around it. Yeah, I would suggest a VPN if you're really having problems. I know that fixes a lot of people's issues with Twitch. The other thing you can try if you don't use a VPN is to try changing your DNS server. That's a bit more involved. You can do it in your router or on your computer. I use Google's DNS servers. I don't use my ISPs. So sometimes changing to either Google DNS or Cloudflare DNS can get around the issue as well. Hambone says, yeah, I have one, but I'm lazy. Smurpery says, LOL. Hambone says, Phil was supposed to save me from the beer virus. Now I'm coughing. Oh no. I hope you're joking. Oh, I hope you're well, Bone. Sniper Girl says, make that 3 different browsers, Opera, Chrome, and also Firefox. Smurfberry says, have you tried turning the internet off and on again? Android Lust says, internet dying, we're really doomed. Hambone says, yeah, they've locked down the internet, damn government. Smurfberry says, probably routing or DNS. It probably is a DNS issue. Sniper Girl says, resetting my router. If that's what you mean by turning it on and off, then yes. I'm just going to type in the chat because I don't think these guys can hear me. And Donald Trump Hambone says. So if you guys can't hear me, this is for the benefit of Sniper Girl and the Hambone. Hambone says, I'm stuck in a parallel universe. Smurfberry says, could try the Google DNS. Yeah. VPN or DNS change would be the best options. Smurfberry says, or I think Cloudflare might have their own DNS. They do have their own DNS as well. They certainly, pardon me, they certainly do. Hambone says, no, can't hear you, just black screen. Android Dust says, might be your ISP. Hambone says, dang, I'm on my phone. The Hambone says, the government has too much power. I don't know what I'd do if I was locked in my home and I couldn't use the internet. I live online. Yeah, I would climb the walls if I couldn't use the net. Yeah, so that's an essential service in my opinion, just like food and water. Electricity, you need the internet. But I understand why there are problems because everybody's stuck at home and everyone's hitting the net. People are working from home, I mean, you know. Sniper Girl says to Android Last might be because definitely not because of browser adding a pic to the forum. Greg, it's good to see you, Greg. Android Last says, man, I just got a Twitch error. Oh no, is Twitch twitching out again? Hambone says, well, I guess I'll be back after the pandemic if I make it. Oh, no. Hang in there, Hambone. Yes, Greg, that is a Discord link that you've just, that's to join the Discord server, so go right ahead. Smurfberry says Steam took a poo earlier, likely also due to a number of users. They've been hitting new records for concurrent active users. I read that. Yeah, I did read that a lot of people were hitting Steam. Prayers for all. Yes, everyone stay healthy. No, I'm sorry for you guys that are watching me without problems, but I need to be able to talk to these guys, and if they can't see me or hear me, the only way I can talk to them is by typing in the chat. As we go, we'll keep working. So yes, you can join the Discord server as Greg typed there. There's commands for type !Steam to get an invite link to join the Discord. You can type ! What did I say? !Discord to get the Discord link, !Steam to get the link for the game on Steam. Just strange times we're living in at the moment, I'm afraid. Strange times. Really, really strange. I've never lived through anything like this. This is new to me. I've never experienced anything like this. I mean, yeah, the last pandemic or health problem we had, apart from, there have been others like SARS and things, which were around 2003, but they didn't really affect the world. It was a really specific countries, Asian countries. This is the first time I've ever experienced anything like this pandemic that's going around. Sniper Girl says, I guess I'll see everybody next stream. Sucks it's not loading. Oh. Sorry to hear that, Sniper Girl. Thanks for trying to watch. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Sniper Girl. Thanks for trying to watch. Whoops. Yeah, so it is. It's unprecedented. Unprecedented. The world has never, I've never experienced anything like this in my lifetime. And I know it makes a lot of people anxious. I get that. But if you're careful and you follow the rules the government are setting out, like quarantine yourself if you're being told to do that, then do that. Wash your hands regularly. Avoid touching your face. You'll get through this. We will all get through this. It will be fine. My advice would be, regardless of what some politicians might be telling you, if they're telling you to go out and do your normal thing, unless you're comfortable doing that, I wouldn't. I would try and isolate myself as much as I possibly could, for your benefit and for the benefit of everyone else in society. Where they're trying to stop the spread of the virus, and the best way to do that is isolation. Again, I know it's easier said than done. You can't, if you got to live, you got to earn money, you got to work. But if you can work from home, try and work from home. If you can't, you can't. There's nothing you can do about that. But when you can, as often as you can, isolate. For your safety and for everybody else's as well. And to try and stop the spread of this thing. You notice I'm not saying it because I've heard rumours. You guys know that I upload all of my streams eventually get uploaded to YouTube, and I heard that YouTube are demonetizing videos, and they don't want you to mention the C word. So I've avoided mentioning it just in case, even though I don't get my videos are not monetized. It makes no difference that way to me on YouTube. But I just thought I'd be a little bit more careful. We all know what I'm talking about. Sniper Girl says, I can see. Hit the refresh one more time and it worked. Oh, there you go. So you can see and you can hear me hopefully as well, Sniper Girl. It's good to see you, Sniper Girl. I hope you're well. I hope you're keeping healthy. Android Lust says, I'm curious of how the next 2 weeks will look. The US infection rate is crazy compared to some other countries. Yeah, it's going up. We're going up exponentially like this now as well. Our infection curve is starting to head this way. It's basically doubling every day or two now, so it's getting serious. Sniper Girl says, I see you, you see me, and hopefully you hear me. Yes, you can hear me. Good. Android Lust says, welcome back to the internet. That's right. Welcome back to the world. It's good to see you, Sniper Girl. And like I said, I hope you're keeping well. We all want everyone to keep happy, healthy, and safe. The best way to do that, isolate. Isolate, isolate, isolate. Because it is. It's concerning, it's worrying, it's an unusual thing for us to have to deal with. Makes us all feel very anxious and not knowing what's going on or what will happen. Things will be fine. It will get better. It's just we're at that stage in the pandemic at the moment where it's going to get worse before it gets better, unfortunately. But it will get better. I promise it will get better. Sniper Girl says, been okay. Had time off yesterday from work due to my birthday. Happy birthday, Sniper Girl. Says, honestly, kind of sucked. Everything I wanted to do was closed. So pretty much did nothing all day. Oh, happy birthday, Sniper Girl. Send birthday love to Sniper Girl. Android Lust says, happy birthday. You can celebrate later if there isn't a later. Oh, there will be a later. There will be a later. Come on. Don't be like that, guys. It'll be fine. It will be. It'll be fine. And happy birthday, Sniper Girl. Sniper Girl says that's the goal. Sniper says some of that is infection spreading and some of it is more widespread testing. That's true, confirming cases that weren't previously measured. Again, that's very true, and we shouldn't get too worried. Well, no, we should be worried. We shouldn't get too caught up with the death rate percentage, because that's based on a lot of people that might have the virus not being tested. So that's going to push up how many people they think will die from it, because they think the odds are that there are a lot more people with it that don't know they have it because they can't get tested, that then recover and are fine. So that's going to start pushing that death rate back down. That's just not happening because of they don't have enough test kits and things. So even though it sounds really scary, and it is a scary thing, chances are it's not as bad as we think, because not everyone can get tested. So there are probably more infections than we realise, which means fewer people are dying than what we actually think at the moment. So, yes, we are quite welcome. Sniper Girl. Sniper Girl says, we'll be celebrating after the human malware. That's right, by calling it human malware. That's a good way to talk about it. The C virus is done with, that's right. Smokebrew says, although if one person infects 3 people on average, then if that happens 10 times, then one person just infected 59,000 people. Thank you for those statistics, Smurpery. You've made us all feel so much better. Oh, man. But see, this is the reason they want to put you in lockdown. They want to stop that spread. The best way to do that is for us not to go out of our home, if we can. Sniper Girl says, to my knowledge, there isn't a place to get tested where I am, not taking any chances. Look, if you're not ill, you're not symptomatic, there's no reason for you to be tested. You should only get tested, or try and get tested if you can, if you think that if you have symptoms. And even then, they're probably going to test you for influenza before they give you the test for corona. Yeah. So my advice would be stay home. If you're not sick, stay home. If you can, stay home. That's the safest thing to do. Smithbury says, I like to serve. Yeah, that's right. You like to freak us all out, don't you? Android Lust says, my old city's sparked the interest of the CDC, and it's not even that big of a city, but the virus is spreading so much there. I get what you mean. Yeah, so the CDC have taken an interest in your city, Android Lust, because of the spread. That's not good. Stay home. Don't go out. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Oh, Phil says after touching his face. I'm in lockdown as well, so even though I can go out if I need to, the government here have not said you must not leave your home. They've said try and stay home as much as you can, but it's coming. This morning, like I said, the Premier of our state that I live in said be prepared for stage 3, which is we're locking you up in your home for 2 weeks and you can't leave. Okay, I think we might have finished texture mapping this now. I think that's all of them. I'm going to double check by... First of all, what I'm going to do is attach these pieces together. Just before I do an attach, I'm going to do a save. Now I'm going to do a collapse and an attach. And for those that just joined the stream, I'm making a vivarium, which is like a terrarium. Hopefully you know what a terrarium is. That's just a glass tank with plants. But this one's going to have frogs in it. That's why it's going to be called a vivarium. Just making sure I've hit everything. I don't want to attach the glass tank to that. I'm keeping that as a separate object. But I think we're good. I'll double check just by moving it. Yep, no, that's all good. All right, let's assign a checker map texture because I want to double check that I have actually UV mapped all of the correct pieces. Okay, now we need to fix that texel density because it's all over the place, so let's do that. Let's just go into isolation mode and throw down an unwrap. Select all of our UVs and do a pack. In fact, I might use this pack tool here. I'm just going to up my my checker pattern a little bit, so let's up it to 50 by 50. And now our texel density is nice and even. Apart from the top, actually, I might just fix that up. For some reason, it doesn't look like it's done a great job up here, so I'm going to just fix these ones up. In fact, what I'm going to do here is the inside underneath is never going to be seen, so okay. Now you see this looks bizarre. It is not unwrapped correctly there, so I'm going to just get Max to do a quick unwrap on that. We'll move that off to the side. Now this underneath here is never going to be seen. The model, you're never going to see that, so I'm going to scale this right back so it doesn't take up any texture space, or virtually no texture space anyway. Going to move that in there. Now I'm just going to get Max to do a repack again. A repack. And now our texel density should be correct, except for underneath. Oh, even under there, it doesn't look too bad. Actually, when Max did a repack, it rescaled that. So I'm just going to go back and change that again. That's why I generally don't like using this button, because it automatically defaults to rescale, and I don't want the underside here to be rescaled. Because there's no point in giving it that much texture space for something that's never going to be seen. We can use that texture space for the rest of the model that we actually do see. So I can use this button. I just have to remember to turn off rescale. Did it rescale it again? It did. Even turning it off. See, this is why I don't like using this button here. So I'm going to again scale this back down. But I'm going to use the pack tool in here. Again, this is generally why I use this pack tool more than this one. We don't want it to rescale. We don't want it to rotate, but we will get it to fill holes. That's better. Now our textile density under here is incorrect, but we're never going to see under there. But aside from that, everything else looks cool. So let's remove the checker pattern. Get out of isolation mode. Sniper Girl says, can they be poison dart frogs? There's going to be 3 varieties of frogs. One's a green tree frog, one's going to be a toad, and the other one's going to be, it could be a poison dart frog because it's very colourful. It's orange and green and little, with big feet. I'm going to stick a couple of those on the glass. So there will be 3 different types of frogs, and yes, one of them can be poison if you want. Sniper Girl says, be a fun way for a character to die. Andrew Who's Lost says hi to Greg. Greg, hello to you as well. Sorry, Greg, it takes me a little while to catch up with the chat. I get so caught up in what I'm doing. Hi, Greg, it's good to see you. Sniper Girl says, I hate UVing in Max. Yeah, I do too. Smopery says, are they forcing you to UV in Max? Sniper Girl, I'm assuming. Android Lost says, UVing easier in Maya. Sniper Girl says to Smopery, yep. No, that's right, because you usually use Maya, don't you, Sniper Girl? They're forcing you to use Max. Good. I love Max. Max is my baby. I love it. Smokery says monsters. Sniper Girl says to Android Lost, yes, much easier. And she says, had to texture Atlas and Max to trim sheets that the studio uses, and I freaking hate it. That's what they pay you for, girl. Sniper Girl says, oops, wrong person. Sniper Girl says, yeah, Max is great if you want to go through 50 million menus. Max is great. Max is great. Come on. Don't you go back in Max. I love 3D Studio Max. Love it, love it, love it. Love the program. Having said that, you guys know I don't play favorites when it comes to 3D software. Whether you use Max, whether you use Maya, whether you use Cinema 4D, whether you use Blender, which is completely free, they're all very good. There is no one better than the other. We don't play favorites with 3D software. It's pointless. They're all really good. I'm just going to resave this file now as an attached version. Remember I say to you guys, that's how I roll. To keep things organized. If I ever have to go back, I'm going to keep it as revision 4, R4, but I'm going to underscore attached. So I know this is the attached, even though I could just use the object tool and select each object and detach it again. I like to save it out as a different file. Now we're going to export this as an FBX so we can bring it into Substance Painter. And we're going to call this, I'm going to call it Vivarium, because that's really what it is. And we're going to jump into Substance Painter, create a new project. Open up our Vivarium. And bake out our maps. Sniper Girl says, Maya, I have a custom shader, a custom header, and that's it. Everything I need under the various modes are around the mouse when I need it. Don't need to drive into anything. Yeah, that's nice and Maya, I guess. But come on, the modifier stack in Max, don't you love that? Where you go through, make your adjustments. If you don't want something, you just turn it off temporarily or remove that modifier from the stack. That's Max's saving grace. I love that. And Maya doesn't have that. The modifier stack is a godsend. Sniper Girl says, I mean everything else I need is under. Yeah, I get what you mean. Android Dust says, Maya requires very little customizing for me. I can't say that for ZBrush. Oh man, ZBrush. Don't get me started on ZBrush. Now we're going to use the smart materials again that I've created that I used I'm using for the furniture. And again, I created these because I had to go back and do draw core reduction. And I thought while I was doing my draw core reduction on a lot of the assets, I might as well create smart materials so we can reuse them and texture stuff up much more quickly. And that's what we're doing. Oh, but you know what I forgot to do, don't you? I forgot to set up vertex coloring. So, back in Max we go. I knew I forgot something. Let's start, I'm just going to collapse the stack there. And let's start coloring it up. So we are going to want the handles to be a metallic material. So let's make those a yellow. Sniper Girl says the mod stack is great in Max and that's it. Everything else is a hassle. Android Lust says since Maya doesn't have a modified stack, it's telling you to get it right the first time. Sniper Girl says pretty much. Or there's workarounds, can do real-time beveling in Maya, which is the only mod stack that I miss from Max. I love Max. Love Max. Now we're going to work out colours here. Chocolate cherry, of course, because that's the theme we're going with. But which part chocolate, which part cherry? That's the question. I think chocolate. 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 Chocolate and chocolate. And maybe chocolate, 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 chocolate. Chocolate, chocolate. So I think that these parts can be chocolate. So let's make that a blue. And when I say chocolate, I mean a dark coloured wood. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Which basically leaves everything else. So I'm just going to do an invert on the selection. I'm going to just make sure we deselect our handles, because we've already made those a yellow, which means we make this a red. Now we can double check we haven't missed anything by going into Object Properties, turning on Vertex Coloring, and we're good to go. Let's turn Object Coloring on, Vertex Coloring on, resave our model, and re-export our model. Jump back into Substance Painter and edit our project. Reload that Bavarian model. Rebake out our maps. Sniper Girl says, if you didn't have to go through 50 million menus, I'd love Max too. I don't have time for all that. Smokeberry says, now I want a Milky Way bar. Android Lost says, Maya Bevel mini menu is a godsend. That paired with the middle mouse button. What's wrong with the bevel modifier in Max? There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all. You throw it on the modifier stack and it's all real time. Sniper Girl says to Smokeberry, no Reese's. Well, Kit Kat's Android Lust says, oh yeah, I like Kit Kat too. I like Milky, pardon me, I like Milky Way too. Milky Way's, Kit Kat, Mars bars, they're all good. Sniper Girl says, Kit Kat is good, it is. Sniper Girl says, nothing, the only thing I like in Max. Okay, so we've baked out our maps. Let's find our wood and let's look at this, this wood to begin with. Let's assign this to color selection down here. I'm hitting the wrong one. And let's assign that to the red. Now again, these are smart materials I have created. Pardon me. These are smart materials I've made and saved out from projects I've worked on in the building, different furniture. So just trying to make that clear. Let's choose another wood material. It's more of a red color. Sorry about that, guys. Let's have a look at this one. Again, I'm just going to assign a color selection to this one, which will be the blue. It's too similar. I don't actually like that, so I'm just going to remove that. I want to go with a darker colored wood. Let's look at this one. I want more of a contrast between the wood colors. Pick color. There we go. Okay, I actually don't know if I'm going to have one pre-made here that I'm going to like. I may have to do a bit of mixing on the fly as we go. I think that might be the way I have to go. So I'm going to let's see if we can make some adjustments to the mask. Snappy Girl says, hypothetically, if you buy a food item for a model, example, can it be considered work-related expenditure? So, if you buy a food item for a model, example, what do you mean? I don't understand what you mean. Snappy Girl says, want to write off as many things as I can, paperwork. So you want to buy a food item for a model. What do you mean by that? Oh, you want to buy a model that's food, like you want to buy a model of a pumpkin. Is that what you're saying? Oh, so you want to buy a pumpkin, I think, and you want to use that as a reference to model from, I think. Is that what you're asking? Model reference, right. That's a good question. I'm not an accountant, so I really shouldn't probably say either way because I don't know. I guess it could be. I guess it would depend on your accountant, or if you're doing your own taxes, on your judgment, and your taxes are probably different from mine in Australia. But in Australia, I probably would say, I use an accountant. I would say, I would ask him, but I would try. I would probably, because I think that's, yeah, I don't know. It's an odd one because then you can eat the pumpkin. So I don't know. I don't know how the tax department would feel about that. It's a good question. Android Lost says, food is technically what I'm making for my current personal project. 3D model references, yep. Smurfberry Barbecue says, I'd call it a business expense. Smurfberry says, but obviously you can't get away with calling every single food purchase a business expense. Yeah, maybe you could do it on a couple of things, but you couldn't certainly do it on your grocery shopping. Couldn't go grocery shopping and then say, oh, it's a business expense because I had to model everything I bought at the grocery store. I think they'd be wise to that. So good question, one that I'm not really sure of the answer to, but I wouldn't try and push my luck, I don't think. I think you're just asking for trouble if you push your luck too much. Now, I've already noticed a couple of issues here, so I want to fix that up before I get too far into texturing up. The drawers, the wood grain is running not in the same direction, so the top and the bottom drawer I want to rotate around. So back into max, back with an unwrap. I want to select the top and the bottom drawer. And we just want to rotate those 90 degrees. Just going to move them off to the side. And let's just move them back into some free space we have in our UV map here. Re-export the model again. Re-import it again in our project. I'm going to have to bake out our maps again, unfortunately, because we've changed the UVs. But that's fixed that problem. I think that was the only problem I noticed. I don't think... Yeah, I think that's probably the only problem. But now we're trying to play with this mask here to see if I can get something that I like the look of. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix another wood into this one. So let's go with... Let's have a look at this one. Actually, no, let's not use that one. Let's go with... Let's just have a quick look at this one. Let me just have a look at the tiling here a little bit. Check the mask. Before I go too further, let's mask with color selection because it's getting a bit distracting for me. I'm not sure what's going on because it's applying it to the whole model. And let's face it, it's easy to distract Phil. Phil gets confused easily, like I've said. I like what it's doing on the doors. I don't so much like what it's doing here. So what I might do is we might actually what do I want to do here? I might add a paint layer. I'm just going to remove this. I'm just going to bring this bit back to the underlying lighter coloured wood. I might leave a little bit here and there on it, but most of it I want to remove. I just didn't like the look of it on this part of the model. I want a bit more contrast. I want to get rid of a lot of that second wood colour. Just leave a little bit here and there. It's better. Let's throw down a metallic texture for the handles now. There is one here that I should be able to use if I can find it. Let's do a save because we don't want the program to crash. So just to be on the safe side before we throw too many more textures and stuff down. I'm just going to call it Vivarium. You see the sandy base, that's it. That was for the glass tank. I used substance to texture up the sand that's running at the bottom of the tank. Okay, now let's try... let's have a look at this one. Mask with color selection. Just have a look at the mask. Sniper Girl says, I got to do a food cartoon, so it would be buying something that I'd want to buy anyway. Food carton. Sorry, you're right. I can't read, Sniper Girl. I got to do a food carton, so it would be something that I'd want to buy anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be very careful because I know the taxman in this country gets very upset if you try and claim stuff you really shouldn't be claiming. He does not get happy. He gets very unhappy. And the tax department, yeah, they got sweeping powers to garnish money from your account and all that sort of stuff, if they think they need to. I'm also going to look at this one. No, it's not going to work for me. That's all right. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a smart material that actually does come with Substance Painter, because it can be really interesting sometimes if you play around with the mixing value on it, or the mixing style I should say. So if I can find it. It is here. I know it's here. I've used it. The dirt smart material. I'm applying it to everything, but I just need to make some changes here. Let's have a look at the mask. Mask to begin with. think what I might do is I might change the mixing and then we'll play around with it a little bit more. It's not giving me the look I want. Let's up the scale. Yeah, no, it's not really giving me, not doing what I want it to do. Okay, let's remove that layer. We'll find something else that works a bit better. Might be better. I just wanted to add a little bit more interest in the wood, make it look like it was older and pitted and knocked about a bit more. Anything else here that might be cool? I think what I'm going to end up doing is I want to add a dirt layer to everything, so I'm going to do it manually. I'm not going to use these smart materials because they're not giving me the look that I really want. So we're going to do what we normally do, and I'm going to throw down a mud or dirt texture. If I can find it. Okay, I use this mud one. We're going to turn off the hide information and the normal. We're going to change the color and we're going to make it darker. Might look at the scaling. I may make adjustments to the color, but I'm going to throw down a smart mask. And let's go with, let's try dirt soft edges. And just bringing it up, it's hard to see, but you can sort of see it through here on that back piece along here. So if I turn it on and off, you can see sort of where it's being applied. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull back a little bit on the mixing. Oh. Hit the wrong button. So just to make it a little bit more subtle. And you can see it sort of through here as well. Just to make it look like it's aged and dirty and hasn't been cleaned for quite a while. I'm just going to clear my throat, guys. So I'm just going to mute my mic for 2 seconds. Sorry about that. You got to go, Sniper Girl. Well, thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. You have a good weekend and make sure you stay healthy. Hopefully we'll see you again soon, Sniper Girl. Bye. So yeah, we've added, I've got to clear my throat, guys, hang on. Sorry about that, my voice is going again. So yes, we have just added a bit of a dirt layer on everything. I'm just trying to work out if there's anything else I want to do with this. Andrew Luss says sometimes the manual way looks better. It does. Like the smart materials that come with Substance Painter are good, but sometimes doing it manually is just the best way to go. Andrew Luss says side effects of talking. It is. It's because I talk so much and I never shut up. Occasionally my voice starts to crack a little bit. Very annoying, very annoying. It fixes itself up after a while. I've noticed my voice sounds much deeper actually. I don't know if you guys can hear it on the stream, but my voice has gone down an octave, I think. Anyway, I'm just trying to work out if there's anything else I really want to add to this. Probably not. Don't know that it really needs anything else. I mean, I could, and I might actually just make a little bit more of a color difference between these different wood patterns. Yeah, I think I prefer the darker colored wood. There's more of a contrast between the lighter cherry color and the darker chocolate color, so I think I prefer that. It makes it a bit more interesting. So we can remove this layer here. Let's just do a quick save. I don't really know that it really needs anything else, to be honest. Yeah, no, I don't think it needs anything else. We'll say that that's okay. That should be fine. I mean, the other things, I could add more gold leaf and things to it, but I don't think we want to make it too over the top. Not too OTT. Less is more. And particularly too, because we're going to have our glass tank in here, which is our nice, has our plants in it. This is really the focal point for this piece of furniture. So we don't want to go distracting your eye too much with gold and other stuff all the way around the outside. We'll keep it pretty simple. Less is more. So let's export our textures for this. We want to go to E drive, UE4 projects, models, study, chosen. Okay, and now I do, actually, just before I do that, I just want to rename this to Vivarium. So we're nice and organized, keep everything nice and well, properly named and organized. Back to UE4 projects, models, study, chosen. Let's export our textures. Now I'm actually going to re-export a version of this from Max that actually has the glass in it as well, just because I want to be able to do a screenshot for when I post to Twitter with the glass. I don't know how it's going to look in Substance Painter, but we'll find out. Turn that off. So this is not, I'm going to keep them separate when I import them into Unreal. But this is just more so I can see what it might look like inside a Substance Painter. Just going to call this one Viv All, so I'm not actually going to be using it apart from doing a screenshot. Let's make sure we save our project and let's create a new project. Actually, it won't bring the text yet. I thought that's what would happen. It's actually going to cover everything up. We're not going to be able to see it that way. Oh well, never mind. That's a shame. Yeah, you see it's basically just made up of a heap of planes for the plants. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, never mind. What I can do instead is I can jump into Max. Let's do it this way. I want to do a render a screenshot, so like I said, so that I can post an image to Twitter. You know, every time after the stream when I do the catch up streams, I post to Twitter saying catch up Tuesday, Monday, and I have an image in the background. That's basically what I want to do. Because I've got a little bit of time left, and not enough to start a new model, but enough to actually do some rendering. So first things first, let's go into our render. No, stop. Let's go into our render settings. Let's see what we're assigned here. V-Ray, okay, that's fine. Let's do a 1920 by 1080, should be okay. But we need to change the materials to V-Ray materials. So first things first is I want to bring in, actually I can either use a V-Ray material or I can use a physical material. I think I might use physical material. It might be easier and better. So let's bring in the bitmap for the vivarium that we just textured up.
Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I.
And it's going to be this one. It's going to be the base color map. Let's also bring in the metallic, the metallic map. And let's bring in the roughness map as well. And let's also bring in the normal map. I can never remember if I need to do a conversion on this. Just give me a sec. Or if the new physical material takes the normal map directly. I can never remember if Autodesk changed that or not. That's a V-Ray. We'll do a render and we'll check it. At the moment, I'm just going to plug it into the bump. I know in Max you used to have to put a separate node in between the normal and the bump to actually do a conversion. I just can't remember if Autodesk changed that or not. Yeah, we'll do a render and we'll see. So let's select the vivarium and select the physical material and assign it. I really should change this to a physical material as well. So we want one here for the sandy bottom. We want one here for the glass. Can't read where the opacity is here. Probably the transparency. Yeah. And we want one for the plants. One for the log that's in there. And one more for the rocks, which are the actual other way around. That's the rocks, these are the logs. I just have a couple to bring in for the sandy bottom, so we have sandy bottom. I think the metallic map is just black, so that's not necessary. We have a normal map, which you can go to the bump. And we have a roughness map. I know that looks a little bit messy there, but trust me, it'll be fine. So now, this one has to go here. This one, hang on, make sure I'm doing the right thing here. Yep, that one goes there, that one stays where it is. This one is going to number 3, so that's this one. This one is number 4, so that's this one. This one is number 5. And that would be this one, number 6. Okay, now just going to do a quick test render here. I want to see what's going on. Okay. So that means I can get rid of this. Just so it's not quite so messy. This one is the glass material, I think. Yeah. I think my transparency map here is incorrect, so Hang on, it's rendering the wrong viewport for some reason, so we work out why it's doing that. Yeah, it's rendering. For some reason, it wants to keep rendering out the side viewport. It must be set somewhere that I can't see. Area to render view. Actually, what we might do is set a camera up. Might be better. We'll do a physical camera. Set it to our camera. Maybe move our camera a little bit so we're at a more interesting of an angle. Andrew Dust says, have you ever used Arnold Renderer? No, I'm familiar with Arnold in that I know of it, but no, I've not used it. I use V-Ray, I've used Mental Ray. There's a new one in Max, what do they call that? Which I haven't used. What is the new one called? Is that Arnold? Yeah, there's the Arnold renderer in Max. No, I haven't used it. I've used the art renderer, I've used the Quicksilver one. No, this is the new one, but no, I haven't used it. I played with it when it was first introduced into Max, but I didn't actually like the results. I thought when it was initially released, it was too... You couldn't do enough with it. It was still a bit too buggy and restricted, and I haven't looked at it since because I generally always use V-Ray. Just trying to work out why V-Ray is not rendering the right thing for me. Okay, let's try that again. Alright, it's rendering the right view, so that's a good start. We want to... I really shouldn't be spending so much time doing this. This is just for an image that's going to go on Twitter. But we want to... Where is it? Let me go into my textures folder. And let me have a look at my HDRI backgrounds. Let's go into our render settings. Map 18. Jason Wong, thank you for the follow. Jason Brong? Thanks, Jason, for following Phil Does 3D. I do appreciate it. My apologies for not noticing a bit sooner that you'd follow. I just get so caught up in what I'm doing, I forget. But thanks for the follow, Jason. Just trying to, let's do it this way. Okay. Let's just copy the map from this one. Paste it into this one. You won't let me paste it. Very annoying. Okay, I'll do it again. There we go. Get rid of that one. Environment map, physical camera. Let's go back into our render settings real quick and have a look at what's going on there. Yeah, okay, I don't want the background here. I'm just going to clear that.
Take it from me, I've learned my lesson. She gave everything, she was such a blessing, but from day to day, she changed her way. Give me her love, then she take it away, take it away.
I may have to do this off stream. I'm getting a bit befuddled here. Exposure. Yeah, I might do it off stream. What I'm basically going to do is I'm going to render out an image of this so I can post it to Twitter. But it looks like that's the end of the day. We got it textured up, which was what we set out to do today, so we can import it into Unreal and we can start working on another asset next week when I come back. Don't know what it will be. We'll either work on another inventory item or we'll do another piece of furniture. Or we'll do something, but it'll be related to the study. Oh, sorry, I didn't see. Android Lust asked, I was wondering if the render speeds are better for V-Ray. Yeah, the render speeds are pretty cool for V-Ray. V-Ray is very fast. The new versions, the next version of V-Ray, V-Ray Next, is incredibly fast. That's why that's why the studio, the ArchViz studio I work for, we use V-Ray a lot. Because it is so quick. I was wondering if the GIF in the render speeds are better for V-Ray. Andrew does also see you on YouTube. It has that comparison. I shall see that render later. Miguel, thanks for following Phil Does 3D. Yes, no, we textured this up, this Vivarium up not this version. Let me open the version up. Oh, you can't see it because my thing is up. Yeah. So next week when I come back, we will continue on and we'll do either an asset for the game or we'll do another piece of furniture. I do want to thank Miguel, Jason, and following for gift subs if you're real for following the channel. I will be back on again live on Monday next week at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States. Do remember, if you want a reminder, you can follow my Twitter page at PhilDoes3D. You can join the Discord server by typing !Discord in Twitch chat or clicking the blue graphic in my panels below my stream, because a notification goes to Discord when I start my stream as well. Or you can follow my channel, PhilDoes3D, on Twitch and get a reminder through Twitch. I do want to thank you guys, though, like I said, very much for being here, for watching, for hanging out with me. I will be back on again on Monday next week, 5 p.m. You guys have a great weekend. Again, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you all again on Monday. You guys have a great weekend. See you guys.